There is a strange magic in looking back. One song, one cartoon, one blurry home video, and suddenly you're transported. Not just to a memory, but to a feeling. We call this feeling nostalgia. But here's the question: why does the past feel so comforting, even when it wasn't perfect? Every generation does this. Our parents talk about the music that raised them. We get misty-eyed over the TV shows and toys that you grew up with. And 10 years from now, someone will be nostalgic for TikTok dances, Snapchat filters, and memes that we can't even imagine anyone missing. But that's the thing though. Nostalgia isn't really about the past. It's about storytelling. It's the way our minds take raw history and edit it into something sweeter, safer, and more meaningful than it ever really was. Psychologists describe nostalgia as a bittersweet emotion. It isn't just remembering, it's remembering with a feeling. When we recall the past, our brains don't play back a perfect recording. Instead, they highlight the brightest moments and dim the shadows. Neuroscientists even say memory is more like a painter than a photographer. It reconstructs, reshapes, and sometimes outright invents details to fit the story that we want to tell ourselves. That's why the boring, stressful, and even painful parts of childhood fade, while the highlight reel survives. The smell of your grandmother's cooking, the thrill of opening a brand new video game on Christmas morning, or the laughter of your first friend group. Nostalgia is a selective amnesia, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful. But nostalgia isn't just a memory, it's a medicine. In studies, researchers have found that people feeling lonely, anxious, or uncertain often turn to nostalgia. Looking back grounds us. It reassures us that life was worth living once, and by extension, that it's still worth living now. Think about it. When the world feels chaotic, what's easier than revisiting a show that you've seen 100 times? That movie you know by heart? Nostalgia gives us the comfort, not because the past was perfect, but because the past is familiar. And it's not just personal. Nostalgia is big business. Studios know it too. That's why so many movies, TV shows, and video games are reboots or sequel. Stranger Things doesn't just tell a new story, it recreates a feeling from the 80s. Fashion trends, they recycle every 20 years. Even music uses retro synths and samples from the decades past. Why? Because nostalgia sells. And not just because we like old stuff, but because it makes us feel safe, connected, a part of a shared cultural memory. But here's the catch: the good old days, they weren't always good. The 90s had political scandals, economic downturns. The 2000s had wars, fears about technology. Yet when we look back, we remember Nickelodeon, Facebook, iPods, and summer afternoon with friends. Nostalgia isn't always about accuracy. It's about emotion. We curate the past the way we curate our social media feeds. Highlight reels only. And maybe that's okay, because sometimes we don't need the truth. We need comfort. So why do we romanticize nostalgia? Because the past isn't really about yesterday. It's about today. And it tells us if the past was worth remembering, then the present is worth living. And one day, these very moments, the messy, the unordinary, the uncertain moments happening right now, will become someone's good old days. Nostalgia reminds us of one truth: we're always living through memories in the making.